Have you ever imagined a city that vanished without a war? A civilization that collapsed without a single battle? Tombs older than history, symbols no one can read, and bodies preserved where no human should survive. What if the greatest mysteries of our world are not in the sky, but buried under our feet? Picture this: ancient echoes whispering through forgotten ruins, secrets locked in ice and stone, defying time itself. These are the enigmas that have puzzled historians, archaeologists, and dreamers for centuries. Welcome to the shadows of the past, where the line between myth and reality blurs. Are you ready to uncover the world's top 10 mysteries? If you're as captivated by these untold stories as I am, hit that like button right now. It fuels the fire for more deep dives like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a revelation. Share this with a friend who loves a good mystery. Together, we can unravel the threads of history. Let's dive in. Number 1. Ai-Khanoum, the lost Greco-Bactrian city. Fade in on vast, windswept plains of northern Afghanistan, where the Oxus River carves through rugged mountains like a vein of forgotten gold. The year is 1963. A French archaeologist, Paul Bernard, stumbles upon ruins that rewrite history, a city lost to time, buried under layers of dust and conquest. This is Ai-Khanoum, the Lady Moon in local tongue, but to the ancients, it was Alexandria on the Oxus, a glittering outpost of Hellenistic splendor in the heart of Central Asia. Founded around 300 BC by Alexander the Great's successors, this was no mere frontier town. It was a bold fusion of worlds, Greek columns rising beside Eastern temples, theaters echoing with tragedies from Athens, while Zoroastrian fire altars flickered in the shadows. Imagine the streets alive with merchants from India, philosophers debating under Corinthian arches, and artisans blending Persian motifs with Greek gods. Ai-Khanoum was the jewel of the Greco-Bactrian kingdom, a realm born from Alexander's conquests when his generals carved out empires in the east. Here, King Euthydemus and his heirs ruled over a synthesis of cultures. Gymnasiums for Greek wrestling stood next to palaces adorned with Bactrian jewels. Coins bore the faces of Hellenistic kings, but the city's walls whispered of nomadic threats from the steppes. Excavations revealed a theater seating 5,000, larger than many in Greece itself, and a gymnasium where athletes trained in the nude, a shocking custom to local eyes. But beneath the grandeur lay ingenuity. Irrigation canals fed lush orchards in the arid plains, turning desert into paradise. Yet, mystery shrouds its sudden fall. Around 145 BC, just as the kingdom reached its zenith under King Eucratides, catastrophe struck. No epic siege, no recorded battle, just flames and abandonment. Archaeologists found arrowheads embedded in walls, signs of a swift, brutal assault by Saka nomads from the north, those fierce horsemen who swept in like a storm. The city burned, its treasures looted or buried. But why did it vanish so completely? Theories abound. Some say internal strife weakened the Greeks, their hybrid culture fracturing under pressure from rising Parthian empires to the west and Uezi invaders from the east. Others point to climate shifts, drying rivers that starved the city's lifeblood. Numismatic evidence coins abruptly ceasing suggests the Greeks fled or were massacred, leaving behind philosophical inscriptions echoing Delphi's maxims: as a child, be well behaved. As a youth, self-disciplined. Cut to modern times, the site, ravaged by war and looters, holds fragments of a lost Hellenistic world. Satellite images reveal hints of more ruins nearby, but Taliban conflicts have halted digs. Ai-Khanoum stands as a ghost, a testament to cultural fusion's fragility. What secrets lie in its unexcavated depths? Did survivors carry Greek wisdom to Buddhist Gandhara, influencing art that shaped Asia? The wind howls over the ruins, unanswered. As we pull back from the crumbling Acropolis, remember, empires rise on dreams, but fall into silence. What caused this beacon of the East to flicker out forever? Number 2. Sajama Mummies, Bolivia. Zoom in on the jagged peaks of the Andes, where Mount Sajama pierces the sky at over 6,500 meters, a frozen sentinel guarding secrets older than empires. Here, in Bolivia's high altiplano, the air is thin. The cold, merciless temperatures plummet to bone-chilling depths, preserving the impossible. This is the realm of the Sajama mummies, bodies entombed in tower-like chulpas, defying decay at altitudes where life itself struggles to endure. Step back to the late Intermediate period, around 1100 to 1400 AD, before the Inca sun rose over these lands. The Aymara people, pre-Inca nomads of the Altiplano, revered their ancestors as guardians of the living. Death was not an end, but a bridge to the divine. They built Cholpa's funerary towers of adobe and stone, painted in vibrant polychrome hues, standing like silent watchtowers amid the barren landscape. These weren't mere graves, they were portals for ancestor worship, where the dead influenced fertility, weather, and prosperity. Families would visit, offering food and chicha beer, communing with spirits in rituals echoing across the windswept plains. But why bury at such extreme heights, above 5,000 meters, where oxygen is scarce and storms rage? Theories whisper of sacred geography. The mountains were apis, divine beings, and high burials elevated the dead closer to the gods, ensuring their protection over villages below. Preservation was key. The dry, freezing air mummified bodies naturally, skin taut over bones, hair intact, as if asleep for centuries. Discovered in clusters around the Kaya and the Laka River, these mummies' dozens recovered reveal bundled figures in fetal positions, wrapped in textiles, adorned with feathers and pottery. CT scans show no artificial embalming, just nature's icy embrace, akin to Inca child sacrifices, but predating them. Imagine the procession, shamans chanting under starlit skies, carrying the deceased up treacherous paths to Cholpas 3 to 4 meters tall, some decorated with pigmented mud motif symbols of life cycles, perhaps wards against evil. These towers dotted the landscape, marking territories for Aymara nobles, their height symbolizing status. Yet, mystery lingers. Were these voluntary ascents or rituals of sacrifice? Some mummies show signs of violence, hinting at darker rites. And why this obsession with altitude? Andean cosmology viewed heights as liminal spaces, where Earth met sky, the dead interceding with Pachamama, Mother Earth. In La Paz's National Archaeology Museum, these mummies stare back, their preserved features evoking eternal vigilance. But grave robbers and climate change threaten them. Melting glaciers expose more, yet erode others. Echoes of Inca practices, like the Lulalaco children frozen at 6,700 meters, suggest continuity, but Sajamas are older, purer in their pre-Inca roots. As the camera pans over snow-capped Sajama, ponder, in a world where death is hidden, these high guardians remind us of cultures where the dead never truly leave. What messages do they carry from the frozen heights? #3 Nazlet Khater skeleton, Egypt, dissolved to the sun-baked Nile Valley, where the river's eternal flow hides bones that challenge our understanding of humanity. It's 1980, and Belgian archaeologists unearth a skeleton at Nazlet Khater 2, a site etched into Egypt's Boulder Hills. This isn't just any find, it's a 35,000 to 40,000-year-old human, one of the oldest in Africa, a bridge between archaic and modern worlds. Picture the Paleolithic era, when early modern humans ventured from Africa's cradle, navigating a world of megafauna and ice ages. The Nazlet Khater man, a subadult male, 17 to 29 years old, standing 5 feet 3 inches, was buried with intention, his body curled in a grave, accompanied by a bifacial axe, suggesting ritual. His skull blends modern traits: high forehead, rounded cranium with archaic echoes, a wide face, robust mandible, hints of Neanderthal interbreeding perhaps. Of African ancestry, he represents a transitional phase in human evolution when Homo sapiens emerged from earlier hominins. Why ritual burial so early? This grave, dated 30,360 to 35,100 years ago via radiocarbon, is among Africa's oldest proofs of symbolic behavior honoring the dead, implying beliefs in afterlife or spirit worlds. Nearby mining sites yield similar tools, linking him to communities extracting chert for weapons, a sign of organized society. Multivariate analyses place him among prehistoric Africans and Levantines, suggesting migrations that seeded modern populations. Theories swirl. Was he a victim of violence or natural death? Facial reconstructions reveal a youthful face, dark-skinned, evoking our shared origins. Similarities to Jebel Sahaba skeletons hint at regional connections, perhaps conflicts or kinship. This find predates pharaohs by 30,000 years, challenging Egypt's timeline. Humans thrived here long before pyramids. In Cairo's museums, his bones whisper of evolution's mosaic. But questions remain. What caused his early death? How did his people view the soul? As the Nile flows on, Nazlet Khater stands as a sentinel of our dawn. Number for the vanished Nabataean cities beyond Petra sweep across Jordan's crimson deserts, where wine-sculpted canyons hide echoes of a vanished empire. Petra, the rose-red city, is legendary, but beyond its sick-lie forgotten outposts Hegra, Hamaima, Abdat caravan hubs of the Nabataeans, masters of trade and stone. From 300 BC, these Arab nomads built a kingdom on incense routes, linking Arabia to the Mediterranean. Their cities weren't just stops, they were engineering marvels. Advanced water systems, dams, cisterns, 30-mile aqueducts turned arid wastelands into oases, sustaining 30,000 in Petra alone. Rock-cut channels diverted flash floods, storing rainwater for agriculture, and baths, a genius born of desert survival. Prosperity peaked under Aratas 409 BC AD 40, with trade in frankincense, myrrh, spices flowing through these nodes. But in AD 106, Rome annexed Nabatea, renaming it Arabia Petrea. Trade shifted to sea routes and northern paths via Palmyra, starving the network. Earthquakes in AD 363 devastated infrastructure, accelerating decline. Why total vanishing? Theories: economic bypass, Roman assimilation eroding culture, climate drying wells. Inhabitants migrated to fertile valleys, leaving ghosts. Rediscovered in 1812, these sites hinted lost knowledge. As sands shift, what other cities await? Number 5. The Serapeum of Saqqara, Egypt. Descend into Saqqara's underworld, where torchlight flickers on granite behemoth sarcophagi, weighing 100 tons, guardians of divine beasts. This is the Serapeum, burial vault for Apis bulls, sacred incarnations of Ptah, from 1400 BC to Ptolemaic times. In Memphis, Apis bulls black with white markings were oracles, mummified as Osiris Apis, evolving to Serapis under Greek influence, fusing religions. Underground galleries hold 20 for sarcophagi, moved impossibly into niches. A mysterious fire scarred the site. Was it accident, Christian attack in AD 391, or ritual? The cult faded with Rome's rise, paganism waning. Empty tombs fuel theories, looted or never used. Discovered by Mariette in 1851, it baffles engineers. Why disappear? Christian suppression or lost faith? Echoes linger in the dark. What power did these bulls hold? This video is for educational and documentary purposes, based on historical and archaeological sources, and does not promote any political or religious agenda. #6 Nixchinchich Maya Grid City, Guatemala. Fade in on the dense, emerald canopy of Guatemala's petant jungle, where mist clings to ancient pyramids like forgotten breath. The year is 2015, and archaeologists from Tulane University, led by Timothy Pugh, uncover a revelation that shatters Maya stereotypes. Nixchinchich, a sprawling city laid out in a perfect grid, streets arrow straight like veins of order in chaos. This isn't the organic sprawl of Tikal or Palenque. It's a meticulously planned metropolis, over 2,500 years old, evoking the rigid geometry of modern urban design, but born in the middle pre-classic era, around 800 to 400 BC. Imagine the scene: a primate center, larger than any surrounding settlement, its orthogonal grid stretching across a square mile on the shores of Lake Petanitsa. Broad avenues intersect at right angles, dividing the city into modular blocks. Public streets wide enough for processions, flanked by temples, plazas, and residences. At its heart, an axis urbis runs east-west, a ceremonial spine of over 15 monumental buildings, including ball courts and pyramids rising like stepped guardians. This wasn't haphazard growth. It demanded centralized authority, mobilizing thousands to level terrain, haul stone, and align structures with precision. Nixchinchich fused Maya ingenuity with influences from afar, perhaps Olmec traders or local visionaries, creating a compact urban oasis amid the lowland wilderness. But here's the enigma. Why this grid, unique among Maya cities? Theories suggest a powerful ruler or collaborative elite imposed it to symbolize control, efficiency, and cosmic harmony. The layout mimics a crocodile's back in aerial view, tying into Maya creation myths where the world emerged from reptilian waters. Excavations reveal early ceramics, jade artifacts, and a satellite site, Tup, mirroring the grid, hinting at a polity experimenting with urbanism before classic Maya hierarchy is solidified. No royal propaganda glorifies a single king. Instead, a faceless hierarchy, perhaps a council, governed without cultish icons. Then, the sudden fall. By 400 BC, prosperity peaked, but abandonment followed swiftly. No signs of conquest or fire, just silence. Was it environmental collapse? The Pettin's volatile rains could have flooded streets or dried lakes, starving agriculture. Pollen cores show deforestation. Soil erosion from intensive farming. Did the grid's density accelerate ecological strain? Or rebellion? A collaborative system might have fractured under inequality. The grid's rigidity breeding resentment among laborers. Political shifts loom large. Rising powers like El Mirador nearby could have drawn populations away, or internal strife dismantled the experiment. Cut to today. LiDAR scans pierce the jungle, revealing more grids, but wars and looting threaten the site. Nixchenchich stands as a ghost of innovation, a Maya Manhattan lost to time. What drove its creators to build so boldly, only to vanish? As vines reclaim the avenues, the jungle whispers, order is fragile, and even the straightest paths can lead to oblivion. Number 7 Inga Stone, Brazil. Pan across the sun-scorched banks of the Inga River in Paraíba, Brazil, where a colossal gneiss outcrop rises like a sentinel from the waters. This is the Inga Stone, a 150-foot-long, 13-foot-high canvas etched with thousands of enigmatic carvings, geometric spirals, concentric circles, U-shapes, and star-like clusters that have baffled scholars since its rediscovery in the 19th century. Dating back to 1,000 to 6,000 years, these petroglyphs form an unreadable record, pecked and polished into the rock by unknown hands, a silent scream from pre-Columbian antiquity. Envision the creators, indigenous peoples, perhaps Tupi speakers, or earlier archaic nomads, laboring under starlit skies. The stone's name, Ai-Khanoum Inga, a painted stone, in Tupi hints at its sacred aura. Symbols vary, spirals swirling like galaxies, bowls that might mark celestial events, and motifs evoking animals, fruits, or phallic rites. One panel resembles the Orion constellation, another the Milky Way, suggesting an archaeoastronomical map. Brazilian archaeologist Francisco Pavia proposed it's a solar calendar, with a gnomon casting shadows on etched bowls to track solstices, while constellations guide shamans through transcosmological journeys. Theories ignite the imagination. Is it an ancient language, a protoscript predating Inca knots or Maya glyphs? Some see ritual symbols for fertility U-shapes as wombs, spirals as rebirth via hallucinogenic trances. Others whisper of cosmic warnings, depictions of disasters, like a Pacific-like flood or apocalyptic shifts, echoing global flood myths. Extraterrestrial hypotheses linger messages from outer space. But grounded views tie it to shamanic visions, where altered states birthed these abstract forms. Who carved them? Likely local tribes, but similarities to Easter Island's Rongorongo or Australian Aboriginal art suggest broader connections, perhaps migratory knowledge. Why this site? The river's flow might have amplified rituals, water symbolizing life and passage. Yet, the stone's purpose eludes us: no burials, no tools nearby. Was it a communal record, a pilgrimage spot for ceremonies? The carving's density over 250 square meters implies generations added layers, evolving meanings lost to time. In modern light, erosion and vandalism scar the stone, but laser scans preserve its secrets. The Inga stone endures as the unreadable stone record, a testament to human expression's depth. As the river murmurs past, ponder, what urgent story did they etch, and why can't we decipher it? In its silence, the past challenges us. Some mysteries are meant to endure. Number 8 Lake Van Underwater Fortress, Turkey. Dive into the sapphire depths of Lake Van, Turkey's vast inland sea, where alkaline waters hide a submerged enigma. A 3,000-year-old fortress, walls snaking a kilometer long, discovered in 2017 by divers from Van Uzuncu Yale University. This isn't myth, it's the drowned relic of the Urartu Kingdom, an Iron Age powerhouse that ruled eastern Anatolia from 860 to 590 BC, their echoes preserved in stone beneath waves. Picture the Urartians, fierce warriors and engineers, descendants of ancient Hurrians, building a realm around Lake Van's shores. Their capital, Tushpa modern Van, perched on cliffs, but this underwater site cut stone walls, lion motif suggests an extension, perhaps a harbor fortress or lakeside citadel. Lions, sacred to Urartu gods, roar from the masonry, linking it to kings like Ishpuini or Menua, who fortified against Assyrian threats. The kingdom thrived on trade, irrigation canals turning arid lands fertile, but Lake Van was their heart, a crater lake from Mount Nemrut's eruption, teeming with myths of monsters and hidden treasures. The mystery: How did it drown? Rising waters slowly engulfed it, walls now 9 to 14 feet visible, mud burying the rest. Theories point to natural disasters. Earthquakes, rampant in this tectonic zone, could have triggered landslides or subsidence, flooding lowlands. Volcanic activity from Nemrit might have altered hydrology, swelling the lake over centuries. Climate shifts wetter periods post-Iron Age raised levels, submerging your Archean villages. Or was it deliberate? Some speculate defensive flooding against invaders, but evidence leans natural. Urartu's fall amplifies the puzzle. By 590 BC, Scythians and Medes sacked their lands, but this site predates that, hinting at earlier woes. Legends spoke of ruins below, dismissed until divers confirmed them. Nearby, above water fortresses like Van's Citadel echo the style, but this aquatic ghost adds intrigue. Did rising waters force abandonment, symbolizing empire's hubris? Today, sonar maps reveal more, but pollution threatens. The Lake Van fortress lingers as a submerged sentinel, blurring history and legend. As bubbles rise, question, was it quake, volcano, or fate's tide that claimed it? In the deep, Urartu's secrets sleep eternal. Number 9 Orkney Neolithic Tombs, Scotland. Sweep over Scotland's windswept Orkney Isles, where emerald fields cradle stone sentinels from 5,000 years ago. The Neolithic tombs, chambered cairns like Meshau, a gross-mounded marble aligned with winter's dying light. Built around 3,100 to 2,700 BC, these aren't mere graves, they're portals to the afterlife. Corbelled vaults of megalithic slabs, some 30 tons heavy, defying primitive tools. Envision the builders, Orkney's first farmers, arriving circa 3,800 BC, erecting over 80 tombs amid henges like the Ring of Brodgar. Meshau's passage grave funnels solstice sunset rays down a 30-foot corridor, illuminating the central chamber in a rebirth ritual. Strange rites unfold, bodies excarnated, bone-sorted skulls in alcoves, long bones stacked implying ancestor cults. Alignments tied to cosmic cycles, sun's death and revival mirroring human souls. Other tombs, like Orkney Cromarty stalls or Meshau types, show evolution, perhaps influenced by Irishboyne Valley or local innovation. Why disappear? By 2400 to 2200 BC, the culture vanished. No invasion scars, just decommissioning feasts, roofs raised, cattle slaughtered, hundreds at Nessa Brodgar, pottery smashed. Theories: climate downturn, colder, wetter Atlantic shifts eroded soils, starved communities. Social collapse, overpopulation strained resources, hierarchy is fractured. Or ritual end, a deliberate sealing, beliefs shifting to Bronze Age individualism. Vikings later raided, carving runes in Meshau. Crusaders broke in, adding layers. Today, UNESCO protects them, but rising seas threaten. Orkney's tombs whisper of eternal cycles. As solstice light fades, ask, what fear or faith drove their sudden silence? #10 Mohenjo-Daro Indus Valley Civilization. Zoom on Pakistan's sun-baked plains, where Mohenjo-Daro, a mound of the dead, arises, a brick metropolis of the Indus Valley Civilization. Flourishing 3,300 to 1,300 BC. No palaces, no king's tombs, just egalitarian grids, advanced drains, granaries, and baths for 40,000 souls, a utopia without war scars. Historical tapestry. Alongside Harappa, it traded lapis from Afghanistan, built on monsoon-fed Indus. Sophisticated weights, seals with undeciphered script, hint at bureaucracy sans hierarchy. Yet, sudden collapse around 1900 to 1700 BC. Cities abandoned, no battle evidence. Theories: climate change, monsoons weakened, drying rivers. Sarasvati vanished, forcing east migrations. River shifts flooded Mohenjo-Daro 7 times, silt choking streets. Disease from stagnancy, social breakdown, inequality, or overurbanization eroded unity. No Aryan invasion proven, slow decline, population scattering to Himalayan foothills. By 1500 BC, ghost towns. Rediscovered 1920s, it mystifies. Why no revival? Mohenjo-Daro endures as enigma, proof civilizations fade quietly. As our journey ends, remember, human history brims with unanswered questions, veils over vanished worlds that challenge our certainty. These mysteries remind us the past isn't buried, it lives, urging us to seek. If this series has stirred your spirit, like, subscribe, and share. Join the quest. This video is for educational and documentary purposes based on historical and archaeological sources and does not promote any political or religious agenda.